Hey everyone, so it's about time that we had another showcase. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal it for you. This showcase is going to be a Cyberpunk concept car showcase. We're going to be making vehicles themed after Outrun slash Cyberpunk, something like that. Specifically, I'm taking inspiration from the new up-and-coming Cyberpunk 2077 and the car that is used in that game. I saw it, I thought it was pretty sweet, and I figured it would be a good idea to make a challenge out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the rules for you. We have a rule sheet just like before. Overlord and I have prepared it once again. We have learned from our past mistakes, but the thing is that the rules could change. Please make sure if you're going to be participating in this competition that you watch the rules closely, and then before the closing date, make sure that your car is up to date before submission. We'll get to that in a second. So there will be two challenges with this one, not just one, and we're going to be able to spend a little bit more time with each car because of that. Aesthetics, the first challenge. So just a small explanation for this. What's going to happen is all of the cars will be posted in the subscriber showcase section of the Discord, and we as a community will look at them. But you won't be able to vote in the Discord. We'll make a separate thing, probably a Google form, to be able to vote on the cars with. And the most popular 50 cars on the form will move on to the next challenge, which is the speed. Now, the specifics of that form have yet to be determined. We will figure that out when we get to it, but it's likely that you'll be able to vote on more than one car, probably 5 or so. We'll figure that out when we get there. But again, second challenge is speed. Most likely speed is going to take place on a neon track, assuming that it's bright enough to be a good stream. We'll see how that goes again. Alright, so general requirements. This is the important stuff, so please pay attention. However, again, I will remind you, this area and all of the other requirements for the cars specifically could change based on criticism and comments from the community. It's probably not going to change drastically, but keep this in mind. It's pretty important. Big thing that we messed up last time. We're only going to use the open beta. That means that all of our prices should be consistent. All of the qualities should be consistent. Everybody should be able to have a very similar level, and it should be a level playing field as well, because everybody is going to be needing to use the open beta. That means if you have a pirated version, I'm sorry, but you can't participate. You're going to have to buy the game. It's going to need to be open beta to work for this. Now, when it comes to years, because we're going for this cyberpunk theme, we need to stay within the 80s. So the model, trim, and engine, I mean both parts of the engine, are going to be between 1980 and 1989. So you have a 9-year window to use for that. There are no consequences for going either way. 1989 may have more possibilities than 1980, but it is totally up to you. Now, the bodies, they can go from 1975 to 1989. We may expand that if that area is a little bit too low, but that's what it's going to be for now. So there is a limited selection of what you can use. However, you can use modded bodies this time. But as with the fixtures, be sure to note it, otherwise I'm not going to be able to export it for the game when we get to the speed challenge, which is pretty important. And just like last time, modded fixtures are allowed, but I will make sure to get them this time. Evidently, I missed a few last time and it did cause some issues. I will be sure to get them this time. Please hold me to that, I will try. And the final thing for the general requirements is there is a max budget of 150k, and that is the approximate cost. I'll show you how to find that right now. One thing that is very important is that you stick to this budget, and then the open beta is very important as well, because this number is going to be different in pretty much every version of the game, so that's why we need to be using the open beta. It keeps people on the same playing field. Next, we have engine requirements. Okay, so here's where things get a little bit different. Last time we had a varying scale based on weight and displacement, and this time we're going to be going with 5 preset engines that you can make. So one thing that is very important, power is unrestricted, but no turbos. Just to keep things, well, a little bit more simple, we're not going to have turbos involved in this. And another issue we had last time was engine degradation. We're going to have a maximum of negative 35%. If it's more than that, you will be disqualified. Looking at this chart, one thing that is important to note is there are, again, 5 different types of engines, all different sizes as well. Keep in mind that this is not perfectly balanced. The V8, for example, probably can make the most power out of these, I would guess, but It's not really meant to be. It's more just a guideline. However, you really should get as close to this as you can with your build. This challenge is really not so much about the speed as it is about the aesthetics. You're going to want to spend a lot of time on the look of the car to make sure that the community actually wants it into the speed challenge, because that's going to be a big hurdle. And your engine can be really good, but your car looks bad, it's not going to get through. So keep that in mind. You really should spend the time focusing on the aesthetics of the car. All right, on to specific requirements. These are little things that you need to keep in mind when making it. Again, to keep people on the same playing field, we just want to make sure that the budgets are respectable. Like, it's 150,000. That is a lot more than last time. So the interior must be handmade. Entertainment must be the best available for the year, and then both must be at 0 or higher in quality. The reason for that is because those things have a cost associated, so that takes away a little bit of the budget. But it's also more realistic for a concept car. Now, power steering is going to be a necessity. ABS is also going to be a necessity. We're going to keep people all on the same playing field with that. And the springs, no standard springs. It's got to be at least hydropneumatic. Again, 0 or higher in quality. We're not going to worry about safety this time. It is optional. But again, you cannot have safety at a negative quality. So because it's a neon track, functioning lights are very important. And I'm talking about a lot of lights. Spend some time on the lights, make sure that they all light up and that they work. It's going to be cool to see all of the cars in the dark, and that's pretty much the reason that we're doing a neon track. It just fits the aesthetic, and like, lights are perfect for this. Now, one thing that is really, really important with your submission, you cannot just submit the .car file. You must put some screenshots with it. Make sure that your screenshots are incorporated with your submission, like within one post. Not in a later post, just so it's all together and easily seen. Otherwise, we might mess up. That is really important because we want people to see what you have made. You can also do a GIF, and these screenshots will be from automation. So you can go to the photo booth, you can mess around with things, use one of the backgrounds, use a background that makes it easily seen, I would suggest, but make sure to show your entire car. So you could do like a side shot from one side and then another side shot showing the back, just so we can get an idea of what it looks like. We want to be able to see the whole thing, and that's going to make for much better judging for the community. Now, I mentioned before that you must submit on the Discord. That is in effect. If you must, like, if you don't want to join the Discord for whatever reason and you still want to submit, you can submit to me, but that means that I'm going to have to post it on the Discord, so it's a bit of extra effort. So it would be best if you made a Discord account and you posted it there. So something to keep in mind, this is a showcase. I'm here to showcase your creations. There is no prize for winning this. The only thing that you can really win is bragging rights. And the reason for that is it's just for fun. Like, it's a competition, but it's completely for fun. We're not going to be getting any trophies today. Now, here is a extremely key thing. Put an asterisk on this, bold it, highlight it. Read the rules before you submit. Don't just take this video as your gospel for this. Read the actual book and make sure that your submission is right, because once you have submitted in the subscriber showcase section, that's it. I will not accept any other resubmissions. Even if your submission does not meet the requirements, we're not going to be taking another one. And yes, that does seem harsh, but last time it was a pretty significant undertaking to review every car. So what we're going to do this time, we're going to, again, leave it up to you, the community, to make sure that each other's cars are good. Now, that doesn't mean that people can be lazy and just post a half-finished vehicle and be like, hey, is this good? Like, make sure that you put effort into this. But if you're worried about qualifying, post it in the discussion or the tips and tricks channel on the Discord, and then ask somebody to review it for you, and there might be somebody who wants to. But if you don't get anybody, just reread the rules, make sure that it's right, submit, and then hope. Again, another big asterisk thing, it's very well highlighted on the actual file here, but we're going to be finishing this off on August 17th at 12 o'clock noon EST. Now, that date is subject to change, but that is the current deadline for the showcase. That should give you about 2.5 weeks. It's a little bit shorter than last time, but I think it should be okay. That's the thing though, it may change. We might end up extending it depending on how busy I get. We'll see how it goes. I just basically have to find time to do the big stream and also the poll that we're going to be doing as well. So it'll probably be a week again in between, or possibly 2 weeks between the actual submission deadline and the showcase being presented. So we'll see how that goes. Overall, that's the rules so far. If I missed anything, make sure to reread the rules again. And make sure that you're clear on these things. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the Discord, or you can ask me in the comments too. I should be able to reply to you. Have fun with this. Make sure that you're designing in a way that people will be interested in voting for your car. If you don't get voted for, don't worry about it. We will all be able to see them on the Discord, so you will have at least some people that are interested in it. My goal is that no car gets no votes, so hopefully that doesn't happen. We'll have to see. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I just want to give a special thank you to Will for sponsoring the channel with the join button, and also the other people who have sponsored as well. Thank you, and I will see you again on Friday with another build.